Good morning, everyone. It's July 28th, 2021. I'm Kimberly Jolly from Fat Quarter Shop FlossTube, and I have a ton of stuff for you today. We're going to start off by introducing our brand new Cross Stitch University. We're going to talk about our Kaleidoscope Stitch Along. We're going to talk about my plans for Sunflower September and all of my successes with Jolly July. And at the end, we're going to have a giveaway, so you'll want to make sure to stay tuned for that. And thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate all of your support. And I'm going to just jump right into Cross Stitch University. It is going to be a brand new series that's going to release. It's going to go from August 30th to November 1st. And every Monday on this channel, we're going to be releasing a beginner video. So you want to subscribe to our channel. And so from August 30th, we're going to go all the way from the beginning of cross stitch all the way to the end. Now remember, this is a beginner series, so we're just going to be talking about beginner things, nothing advanced. So if you have like a teenager who wants to learn, it would be a great way to introduce them to the series. This is the beautiful pattern we're going to be stitching on. It's completely free. So even if you're an advanced stitcher, you can still download and follow along with us. We did put together a starter bundle, and this will be shipping in a week or two, and it's pre-sold. So in the starter bundle, we have the pattern, which it's a free pattern, but we went ahead and printed it out for you. We have DMC floss, Pat Carson size 26 needles, Sweet Snip scissors, and the fabric lamb's wool. So that is going to ship in a week or two. So if you know somebody that wants to join and is just a beginner, we put everything that they need right here. And I love the design. It's so pretty. And in addition, we have 3 additional products. One of them is the Cross Stitch University bag that you can put all your supplies in. For the pattern, you would just need to fold it in half. We have this needle minder that we brought back since it was so popular, and we have this super cute shirt that I have on today. So if you have any questions on this series, we went ahead and released a blog post, and on that blog post it lists each day what we're going to be teaching and the lesson plan, and at the end of every video you can download a badge and post it on social media using the hashtag that we have. And so there's the cute little bag that you can start sharing. And we did release a video this week called 5 Things You Need to Get Started for Cross Stitch University. So you can watch that, and I just talk about everything that you have to have and then some bonus items if you want the bonus items, because if you're a beginner, you might want to just start with the basics. And we were very thorough when we picked what we wanted to stitch on. So I picked Witchell since I really like that brand, and it is not too soft. I feel like when you're a beginner and you're working with soft fabric, it can be a little bit difficult. We picked DMC since it's very affordable. We picked these scissors since they're affordable, sharp, and they have a cover. And we did pick expensive needles, and the reason why is I feel like if you start with a needle that's too inexpensive or too cheap, you might get a little frustrated. So that's why I picked those needles. And of course we have to have a cute bag. So we hope you look forward to the Cross Stitch University. And so again, all the items are in stock except for the starter bundle. And so if you just pre-order that, the day the fabric arrives, we will be shipping that out. So I hope you join us even if you're experienced. I want to move to Kaleidoscope. That is a brand new design by Lori Holt. It is part of her new book, and so I am excited to show you what she's going to be doing and what I'm going to be doing. So we'll pop up the dates of the sew along. So this actually starts next week. So if you join us next Tuesday, I'm going to start my chart, and I'm going to show you everything you need and kind of talk about what I'm doing, what's Lori's doing, and give you some ideas. So on August 4th, next week, you will see my first part, which is that top left quadrant done. But if you want to watch me stitch, come join me Tuesday, August 3rd. And I'm going to show how you put thread on your floss keeper. And so here's the floss keeper, and I'm going to show you how you can put thread on here. And I'm going to talk about what I'm doing and what Lori's doing. So this is part of the quilt book. We are also having a quilt along at the same time as our stitch along. Now Lori and I filmed a video on her channel, which is just called Lori Holt, last Friday. So her video name on her channel is called Kimberly Jolly Comes to Visit Me in My Sewing Room. And so she has a lot of detail in that video also. So in here is the chart. The chart is full color and it comes on 4 pages, so it's easy to read. Now, I have changed my mind since we last talked. So I originally had picked antique white, and I've changed my mind, and now I'm going to be stitching on White Opalescent by Zweigart. And it's got a little shine to it, or opalescent, I guess. I'm trying to get it to show on the camera. It's got little aqua flecks. There, you can see it kind of. And the original colors that I picked was this navy 930. And Lori and I talked, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with this colorway. So I'm gonna have 347 in the center, 993 in the middle, and 761 on the outside. So this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna actually start this on camera next Tuesday. And then I'm gonna show you what Lori's gonna do. So Lori is gonna be stitching on fabric from her stash. She's gonna stitch on a higher count, and she'll be showing you on her channel, and each week I will show you her progress. Now what Lori did for this book is she put together some different color options. So I want to show you that. The 2 finished pieces you can see in Friday's video. And those are the 2 that are listed, but then she added 6 additional colorways. So with those 2 plus this 6, she kind of used these colors. So we put together a pack of 20 threads that Lori thought if you mixed any of them, they would look good. And what you could do is buy the pack and then just lay them out and see what you think looks best. And so you could just, you know, start laying these out, and then if you don't like one of the colors, switch one out. But she wanted to give you kind of a starting base to get you started. And you can see some have 3 different colors, some are monochromatic, lots of different options. And of course, when Lori and I show you, we do something a little bit different. So I have used 3 of the flosses I just showed you, and I'm going to show you the 3 flosses that Lori picked. And if you watch our video from Friday, you will also see it there. Now she is stitching on a fabric from her stash, and she is using, let's see if I can find it. She's going to use this in the center. So this will be in the center. This will be in the middle. This will be on the outside. And this will be in the middle. And so this is not an option in the book. So like I said, we're going to always be showing you different things so that when you get a book, you know, you're not just, it's not just one and done, if that makes sense. So I'll put these back. And of course, she's going to be using her floss keeper. Now, one thing I'm going to talk about on Tuesday is on the back, you can either write with pencil and then erase, because you're going to want to reuse this several times. You won't use it just for Kaleidoscope. Or you can use DMC stickers. So she's going to be using pencil, and I'll probably use DMC stickers. And it's a nice and thick material, and like you can't bend it. And then I'm going to move to Sunflower September. So for Sunflower September, I had really admired a lot of Priscilla and Chelsea's new charts that were sunflowers. And I wasn't able to stitch them as they came out because I was in the middle of Mania and then Jolly July. And I thought, you know, if I don't make these this year, I'm probably not going to make them. So I am just super excited to come up with this new idea. So for Sunflower September, I picked a lot of different designs. And I'm going to show you what I'm stitching. I'm going to give you some additional ideas, and then next week I'm also going to show you some more additional ideas. So we'll start with the first set of things that I have put together. So this bag is so amazing. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this bag. This bag is coming in stock in the next couple of weeks. It is called Autumn Beauties Project Bag. And what's beautiful about this is this goes along with our Stitchtober mystery stitch along that will be coming out. So we're going to also put it with Sunflower September. There's also enamel needle minder. We don't have one because it's not in stock. So we have those two items you can pre-sell. And then we also have these wonderful line keepers. These are the favorites. This is my favorite that has come out, and I have been using these a lot lately. And so this is going to go for Sunflower September and also for Stitchtober because, you know, we're always trying to use things more than once. So to make this easy, what I've done is taken all of the chalkboard black 14 count Aida, and I started a brand new journal, and what I decided to do is I went ahead and just wrote out all of my Sunflower September because that way it's all in one spot. So I have everything ready to go so that I can just stitch. I don't have to stop and write all that out. And what we did was a really great idea was we printed all the PDFs on cardstock and then packaged our little Classic Colorworks inside. And I can't show you the inside because the inside has the pattern on it. And then this one, this honey jar, also has your own sunshine, and or your own sunflowers, and I'm gonna also stitch that. So I just have everything kind of packaged in here, and anything I have left over I'll just save for another project. So I have everything ready to go, nice and organized. This bag is like the perfect size, and I cannot wait for these bags to come in stock because I think they're going to be so popular. But I can actually show you because Priscilla and Chelsea were so nice. They let us borrow their pieces. So I'm going to lay out these 5. So I'm going to be doing these 5 plus the additional pick your own sunflowers. And with these, all of these that I'm about to show you, if you go to priscillas2000.blogspot.com, she has listed how she finished all of these. So you can use that as inspiration. And we have it all in a tiered tray. And I will be taking that tiered tray home. Or I guess building my own tiered tray when I finish mine. And so you can see she has sunflowers in all of them. She did use the same black. Her and Chelsea stitch on Monaco 28 count black that's no longer made. Just an FYI, this one is my favorite. So that is what I'm going to be doing for the beginning of Sunflower September, and I'm going to do it a little bit different this time. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start one project and then show it when I'm finished. Start the next project, show it when I'm finished. So I'm going to kind of be more of a monogamous stitcher for each project, and then hopefully by the end of September I will have them all done. So I'm going to put these back on the little tray. And then I'll show you the next item. Oh, and this tray was from our Liberty box. No.
It's a Gypsy Quilter one.
Okay, sorry. This is from Gypsy Quilter. and we sell this. It's just a metal tray, and so it's actually, she just put the magnets down here and then the washers, and so you can change this out. And I'll tell you the SKU number in a second. And that's so cute. And then the next item I'm going to work on, I think I'm going to do this one first though. This is Calendar Crates August, and this was part of my stitching rotation already. So when I do a series, as long as I'm enjoying the series, I'll finish it all the way to the end. And this chart actually has two patterns, a large and a small. So I have cut my two fabrics, large and small. I have all of my thread plus my needle minder. And I would say that line keeper, not needle minder. I would say that these line keepers are awesome, and I just want to point out the fact that we are the original people who made the line keepers. There are knockoffs now. Those are complete knockoffs, and we did come up with this idea. But I did want to let you know that if you try them, I think you will love them. It's one of those things that you think, oh, you know, I don't really need to spend my money on that. But then when you do, it just like, it's just a kind of a game changer for me because I can get easily distracted. So I did want to let you know this tray is called Small Project Tray White. The SKU number is TGQ108. And of course you can buy it at Fat Quarter Shop. And so I do plan to do these two. I think I'm going to start on the big one first and then move to the second one. And I'll show you the finished pieces now because they were so nice to let us borrow them. And this one, she's been talking about a lot on her channel, on their channel. And this piece is from Hobby Lobby, and a lot of people I have seen are finding it on sale because Hobby Lobby is no longer doing coupons, but now it has been, a lot of people have found it on sale, which is great. So my plan is I sent this to her, and she's gonna finish this for me just like this every time. And then all I have to do is pop this in and come up with some decorations, which that's kind of the hardest part for me. She's using Chelsea's checks, which are the smaller checks, and then Priscilla's Pretty Plaids, which are the larger checks. And then from here, you can hang a little decoration. So she put together, this is just a cute little wreath type thing that you can buy. So you can put that there, and then she's framing this. So I probably need to buy 12 of these and send them to her for mine. And then you can either put this here, or you could actually put it here, or you could put it on this. You can put it on any of these. I mean, who doesn't love these sunflowers? And I actually don't even decorate with sunflowers, but now I am because I love them so much. Oh, it wasn't really my thing before, but now it is. And then the last thing that I picked for Sunflower September is Buffalo Plaid Summer, and I cut my piece. I bought the thread pack, and it is in the Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine summer issue 2021. And so what I will do is this magazine has super thick paper. I'm actually gonna pull the paper out and then just leave the paper in here. So you probably won't see the magazine again. It's just easier for me to follow. And then I'm gonna show you that piece stitched up. And it's much bigger than I thought. So, you know, even though I watch their FlossTube just like you do, I thought this piece was super tiny. And then I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, it's a pretty substantial piece. Sorry, I got this all messed up. So I'm excited about this one. And you can see she covered up, she used 2 layers of the plaid, and then whatever was in the background, she completely covered it up. And again, all of her finishing information is all on her blog. And that would include her fabric SKUs that you can buy at Fat Quarter Shop, all her little wooden pieces, wherever she got them, all of that. So that is going to be my Sunflower September. But I also want to show you some other ideas that some of them I've done, some of them I haven't, and then there's going to be even more next week. So another idea would be to do the Trucking Along August, which I did, and this is Priscilla's. Next week I'll bring mine. Of course mine, she finished mine also. Oops, sorry. So these are on magnets also. And I think on this one, I might have put a little piggy here, but I'll bring it. I've shown it before, but I stitched this in 2020. So this is an idea for Sunflower September. And so when I display my sunflowers, I can put this with it because I've already got that done. And Calvin and Clyde was from 2020, and so here is Priscilla and Chelsea's piece. And again, all of the information on finishing can be found on her blog. And then this is her, that is the cutest little kitty, and she has the cutest little whiskers and the cutest little, oh my gosh, it's so cute. And then Clovis and Stanley has corn and sunflowers. And it says fall, y'all. So cute. It was funny this weekend when I was with Lori. A couple of places, I don't ever really think I have an accent, and a couple of places were like, they asked, are you from here? Are you from Utah? And I was like, no. They were like, well, you have an accent. I was like, oh. So it's kind of funny because I didn't think I had an accent, but apparently I do. And then this one has been super popular. This is one of their freebies. They have a couple of freebies on their blog, and this one is called Blessed. So this would be perfect. And I'm going to actually, now I'm going to add this one to my rotation because I didn't even think about it. I'll put this right here. So now I'm going to answer any questions you have. I still have a ton more to show you. I have so much that I've gotten done, and I feel so much better that I have so much done. But I do want to answer some questions. Did I watch the Peacock series Dr. Death? No, but I can. I'll write that down and watch it. Will FQS be selling the 2021 Halloween Just Cross Stitch magazine? Yes, we will have to check with them on when. I have seen that other stores have it, and I don't know why we don't have ours yet. We're going to look real quick. Let's see if we have it in stock yet. Yeah, we don't have, let's see. Yeah, we don't have it in stock. So we'll contact them and ask them where ours are. Now those, sometimes the magazines ship from like big warehouses. So sometimes we get them late, sometimes we get them early. I'm visiting Salt Lake City, Provo. What local needlework site do you visit when you're here? So there's a couple. There's Stitch, etc., which is just cross stitch. There is Pine Mountain Designs. I'm trying to think of her quilt store name, but it's Pine Needles. There's a quilt store. And then if you want to drive an hour, there's Shepherd's Bush. So those are the three that I've visited. Does FQS sell the magnets for finishing? No. We have been trying to find some, and we'll have to keep working on that, that are like strong enough. Will there be sunflower floss biddies? Okay, so as part of our Autumn Beauties, there will be floss biddies, and one of them is a sunflower. The other three are different. They match the other part of our design. So there will be, it just won't be like a whole batch of them, if that makes sense. And then Paula has a great question. She says, do I have a theme for August? Oh my gosh, my theme for August is catch up. No, I haven't planned anything for August, and the reason why is my kids are going back to school. I'm going to have a high schooler, 2 middle schoolers, and 1 in elementary school. And Kevin and I have not figured out how we're going to all get them to school because they all are in, I don't know what the deal is, but their schools are like 30 minutes apart. Emma doesn't start school till 8:50. What the heck? Come on, like people got to work. So I have to figure out, and it's so funny because Emma's like, I don't want to ride the bus. I'm like, I know you don't want to ride the bus. So we have to figure out how we're going to make all that work. How do I go about keeping my time? That's a great question. So from here, what I do, and I haven't caught up with this, to be honest. I'll show you my other one. I haven't caught up. I've got to do my paperwork today. Today's my paperwork day. But when I start a project, I put it in here, and that means I've started stitching it. And when I go to this table of contents, I know that I need to work on monthly markings, Farmhouse Christmas, Stationary Attic, Peppermint Lane, and Kaleidoscope. And then I have all of these that need to be started. And so to spend my time, I just figure out, okay, where am I at? I don't just schedule this, I also schedule my quilting, but I'm just I don't know how to explain it, but I'm pretty efficient and I'm a pretty determined person. That's one thing about me. I have a lot of flaws as a person, but one thing is I'm not lazy. And so one day, one of my kids was like, "Mom, you're so lazy." And Kevin just busted out laughing and was like, "That is one thing your mom is not." So this is kind of how I stay organized. I also have spreadsheets, but I just kind of give myself weekly goals and monthly goals and just try to meet my goals. And if I get off track, so there is one thing I got off track on quilting, so I just reassess at that point and then, maybe change my date to a future date. Chelsea is asking if we can do Glitter House Village as a stitch along. Yes, we can. And I'm going to talk about that next week. So I have changed my fabric choices like 3 or 4 times. But we're going to talk about what I'm going to do, and then I need to think about that because I think I'm going to start that instead of doing it right after Farmhouse Christmas. I think I'm going to schedule that starting January 2022 just to give myself a little breather. Can I start carrying ribbon? So we do carry some Kimberbell ribbon. We can look, I'll put that on my list. I'll email myself and I will look at that and see, I will look and see if some of the other vendors we buy from might have some. But as far as I know, there's not that much out there. Waiting to start snowballs for sale, but hoping to get the floss keepers in soon. Any idea? Should be any day. When will the PDF for July Pine Mountains be available? It's online. Yeah, it's online. Will the sunflower bag be part of Stitch Quarterly? No, totally separate from Stitch Quarterly. That bag, it's the same exact content, like material, I guess. It's made out of the same material. It's bigger, but it is meant to go with our Stitchtober mystery, where you buy the pattern and then you get a PDF once a week. When will lambs will be back in stock? Hopefully soon. So that is why we have pre-sold the Cross Stitch University beginner pack. So soon. Trisha is asking, what program do I use to mark my pattern picture with the different parts you're stitching on different days? Okay, so I have a team that does that for me, so I don't know what they use. Does anybody want to tell me what they use? Adobe Illustrator. So I don't know how to use any of that, but they use Adobe Illustrator to mark the picture. Can I suggest what shades of gray you think are best for Kaleidoscope? You know what? I have something in here. I have a, I think I have something in here that I can use to show Granita. Can I see my Granita stack? This is for next week, and I think it's actually not in here. So I think that we have shipped out, yeah, I have it at home. So we have shipped out a NPI pack of grays that I thought would be great. But how about I add that to next week's list, and we'll show you some NPI options and some DMC options, and I can bring that NPI set from home. But this was me planning my other stitch along. Charlene asks, how do you know what size to cut your fabric down for cross stitching so you don't have too much excess? So I figure out my finished size and I either add 4 inches or 6 inches and then cut it down. That will give me, if I cut it down 4 inches, that gives me 2 inches extra on each side. If I cut it 6 inches, that gives me 3 inch extra on each side. How do you enroll in the Cross Stitch University? You just sign up, just look on the blog, print out all the details, print the free pattern, and be ready to go. So you don't have to sign up for anything. Hi, Kimberly. Is it okay to use my own things, fabric and floss, and still be part of the university? Yes, of course. Okay, the 2021 Halloween magazine came in already and sold out, and we cannot get more, so I apologize for that. Can you explain Stitchtober? So Stitchtober is where Lori Holt and I stitch something that is fall themed throughout the month of Stitchtober, throughout the month of October. So it's just where I just stitch fall throughout October, just like Jolly July, where I stitch Christmas in July, and then FQS Stitch Mania, where I just stitch random things in May. So it's just a way to keep me going and to have a theme for the month. Is lamb's wool similar to parchment? Yes. Debbie is asking, I need to practice stitching in his hand as I usually use hoops and the stabbing method. I do love 28 count Lugana. Yeah, so in the series, I'm going to show using a Q-snap. I'm also going to show stitching in hand. And just remember, it's going to be a beginner series for somebody who's never stitched before. So I'm going to show just kind of how I got back into stitching and different things that I've learned. Maria is saying, can you share where the frame from Blessed is from? So I believe that I've seen that in Michael's, but I can have Priscilla say that on her Saturday video, but she probably already has it on her blog somewhere. Will I be restocking the big dotty bag? I want another one. We will be doing another color. And so what we do with those bags is they're one and done. We're already designing the next one, so there will be another one, but not that color. Nancy says, Kimberly, what did you stitch Farmhouse Christmas on, and am I going to show it today? Yes, and I've stitched on 16 count, beautiful beige, I believe, but let me look. Let's see. 16 count beautiful beige. Do you have enough Cross Stitch University for those not beginners to order? I don't want to horn in. Yeah, we have plenty. Mimi Frazier, is there a difference between different Aida cloths, not size, but fabric and feel? Yes. So different brands have a different feel. I prefer really nice and crunchy and sturdy fabric. So I really like Fabric Flare and Witchell. And any of the hand-dyed fabrics will be softer. So it kind of depends what you're looking for. Teresa says, you keep us all going. That's funny. I try. My Aida has wrinkles. How do I get them out? So I would just iron them. You can iron them on the back, but I usually don't even iron before I start. I just iron at the end. So I'm going to take a quick little break and be back in about 2 minutes. guys, I am back. Thank you for letting me take a quick little break. We had that little show of cross stitch pieces, so we hope you enjoyed that. Now I'm going to talk about Jolly July, and I'm just going to show all the things that I've worked on. And I really didn't think I was going to have as much progress on this, so I'm super excited. So the first thing that I want to show you is Snowballs for Sale. This is a Lori Holt pattern. Years and years and years ago, she had an embroidery pattern that she had, and this is based off of that. So this is Snowballs for Sale, and I finished it, and I had divided it up into 9 parts, and I actually was able to finish it in 8. So super excited. I do want to frame it in a blue frame like her, so I'm gonna see if my framer, I might try a different framer. I might actually try Hobby Lobby. I think I'm gonna try to, because this is just a vintage frame, I'm going to, I am also for the channel gonna do a video adding the buttons. So you can look for that in a couple of weeks or in a month or so. We're gonna add the buttons, and I'll do that on video. And what's gonna be great about that video is I'm going to learn it just along with you. So it is something I've done before, but it's not something that I do all the time. So if I haven't done it that regularly, I have forgotten pretty much how to do it. So on the video, you're going to learn with me how to do it, because it's just going to be, we're going to wing it. So that's the first thing that I have. The next thing I have is the Jingle Ornament by Priscilla and Chelsea, Jingle Jar. And so on this one, I did end up going back and changing this to double strands, because the first one I did only had single strands. I added eyes to the Mr. and Mrs. Claus, and I think I did one, oh, and then eyes here. So super cute. I can't wait to send these to Priscilla to finish, because I'm gonna have so many like tiered trays going at Christmas. It's gonna be nuts. The next one I finished is Peppermint Lane, and this one is going, we'll pop up the dates just so you can see. So this one's not supposed to be finished in Jolly July. This one will be finished in August 18th. So this one you can see, now this is the fabric I was talking about earlier, that's the opalescent, and you can see that opalescent better. So this is what I stitched last week. It took forever. Let me look and tell you how much. I thought I was never going to finish it. It took 5 hours, so that's quite a bit of time, but it's a lot of fill in. So I tried to do the design, like the darker design first, and then outline the top of the ring and the center of the ring, and then fill in. And I'm doing this little pink part of the border as I go, just so that at the end it won't be too bad. And so this week I'm gonna work on, we'll do the pop-up again, and it's kind of right here. It's going to be 2 stockings and 4 stars, so that shouldn't be too hard. And then another thing that I'm thinking about doing is, if I have time this week, is to start kind of filling in this border. Even though the border is the last part, just doing a little bit ahead of time will be good. And anytime I'm sitting and just need to fill in, it's a great thing that I can do. And this is a pattern by It's So Emma. It is based on a quilt that we did about 5 years ago. And so I got that done. And I'm using the called for DMC. So it's just, I just have it on the Beekeeper. And I usually have these scissors in every bag. I don't need that many, but I have them, and my little Wonder Clips. So I got that done. And then Merry and Bright Dapper Doodad is another Priscilla and Chelsea ornament. And here it is. So, oh my gosh, this is so cute. I loved doing this one. So I did this one on the plain. And what I did is I did I did this all in one day. So I did the white font first, and then I outlined in green and then just filled in. And then I kind of just went by color. And I think I kept everything the same except probably adding the blue eyes, but I didn't change any of the colors or anything. And then I love how she added this little ornament here. And then I also finished And to All a Good Night. And I just want to tell Priscilla, she lied to me because she told me when I saw this originally, like when she released it, I was like, oh my gosh, that pattern is so cute. I want to do it. She's like, oh my gosh, it's so easy. It took no time. Let me tell you, I almost texted her to tell her she misled me, but let me tell you, it took me 24 hours to do this piece. So, Priscilla, next time you need to tell me it takes 24 hours and not, oh, it's real quick. So, I love it though. It's going to look so good. I'm going to put this one in my bedroom, I think. And the only change that I made here was I made his little glove black, which I know it's hard to see, but I think that's the only change I made. And I love it because I love aqua. I think my kids will actually like this one too. And then the next one is going to be a big reveal to everyone. So this one is called Kringles. It's by Little House Needleworks. I have not tallied up my time yet because I literally got home last night and I'm going to tally it up today. But I finished. So I do want to talk through some of the things I did and didn't do. So this is Kringles. I started this in 2019 or 2020. No, 2019. So it took me quite a while, and I divided it up into different sections, and so I'm sure you've seen that if you watch the channel. So this was my last section to do, and I finished it, and I'm so excited. So I'm going to tell you, I did colonial knots for all the faces instead of French knots. We do have a video that Cheryl filmed for us on our channel about colonial knots, so I did that. There were some French knots and some back stitching in the skates, and I did it twice and it looked really bad, so I just took that out because I didn't think it needed it. I did add the clock hand. Over here, I struggled, we'll zoom in on these gingerbread men. I really struggled with this. So these are colonial knots and these are straight stitches, but the gingerbread men are supposed to have eyes. But I kept doing them and they looked funny because there's not enough room for his eyes. I mean, where are they going to go? So I just pulled them out because I couldn't get it to look good enough, and it looked like a big black, like his head was black. It was funky. So I took that out, and then here you can see oh, and then the other thing I did is the mouths were supposed to be French knots, and what I did is I did all the black coffee and, you know, specialty stitches, and then all of the red, you know, I did them all at the same time. And by the time I had done all the eyes of those French knots, I was like, you know what, or not French knots, colonial knots. I thought, you know what, let me make these mouths straight stitches. So they're like little back stitches for the mouth, which I think is fine. And I'll just kind of show, but yeah, this I took out, his little eyes came out good. And I do think right here, I accidentally did the eyes black and they were supposed to be brown, and then I didn't realize it yet, so I just left it because I figured what the heck. And then I thought that came out good, the little cage. I'm so proud of myself. This is my favorite one because these two didn't need any back stitches. So that was amazing. So yeah, I'm going to get this one framed. I actually am thinking of sending this to Lori and having Lori take it to Stitch Etc. in Salt Lake City to frame it for me because they do a fabulous job. So I'm actually thinking about doing that. And then, so pretty much everything's done, except this week I'm going to work on Peppermint Lane like I showed you. And then 2 Priscilla and Chelsea ornaments. So this is the one that came out this morning. It's called Sweet Jar, and it has a bonus pattern. So I'll stitch this one up. I'll probably start tomorrow morning and see how fast I can get done. And then there will be one more release on Friday. I haven't seen it yet, but I will do that one. So that is Jolly July. And then I'm going to kind of show you something really fun. Can I see the May? So this is kind of fun that this all kind of culminated at once. So this is May. I got this back from the framer yesterday, actually. So these are all Country Cottage Needleworks Sampler of the Months, and I didn't change colors on anything. The only thing I didn't do was add the back stitches to windows. So here's May. June I had shown you previously. I just think it's so cool to see them all together. July I finished yesterday on the plane. So here's all the, and then August, and this needle, I just need to take it out because I'll still use it. Okay, and then this one I started yesterday, which is August. So you can see all the patterns. So I am waiting on the frames to come so that I can get more frames to finish. And then this came out. So if you were in our club, this shipped to you already. And so this is September, and it's got like apples and it's a school theme. So I'm not sure when I'll finish August, but hopefully I kind of want to be done within that month. So I had gotten behind, but by finishing these two, I kind of got ahead. And one thing I did do that I want to show you that I changed. There's two things I changed that I want to show. And I did put glass, museum glass in this. So in my last video, I had asked you guys about the black, and I got a lot of comments and I read them, and I came up with, someone suggested using the orange. So I did. I think that's Sun-Kissed. I can't remember the color name, but it's in the pack that she uses. So I changed these to orange. And then I did this on the plane yesterday. These little pennant connectors were supposed to be hickory sticks, but I just made them white. So, sampler of the month, I am making a lot of progress. And then I'm going to show you some framed finishes that I have, and then I'm going to answer questions before I keep going. So prim and proper, I have shown you several times, and when I got it framed, it was crooked right here. So I took it back to the framer and they fixed it. So that's awesome. Now I can hang that up. And then my other framed finish is by Bonnie and Camille. It's from this book, The Quilt Bee. And I got this framed. And you can kind of tell, you know, that it's two stitches, two strands. It's kind of thick, but I love it. And then I'm going to answer questions real quick. So one of the questions is, what size did I cut my fabric for the calendar crates? So I will look. Do you know where the other one of these went? Oh, right there. Oh, then I don't know. Calendar crates. Oh, right here. So it should, if you're doing 14 count, it should finish at 7 by 7. So you can either cut it 11 by 11 or 12 by 12. So one of those two. I bet Kringles took a lot of patience. Yes, and you know, when I was at Lori's house doing it, I kept like going, ugh, because it's so hard for me to see. And she was like, oh, keep going, you're gonna get it done. Will I be able to get more Bats and Boots quilt kits? No, sorry, I'm not able to get more. Kate says, do you think you might introduce beads to your cross stitch? I don't know. I have tried them a couple of times, and I just think they come off a little big. Like for eyes is what I was thinking of, but I'll never say never to anything. But I haven't really used them yet. Maria says, you inspire me, so I completed Lori Holt's Farm Girl and Prim and Proper, and I entered it in my county fair. I earned 2 beautiful first and second ribbons. Thank you for your inspiration. Oh, that's awesome. You should send us pictures so we can see. Laura says, how do you speed up your stitching? I feel like I'm slow. So I do, if you watch me on Tuesday on Stitchy Talk, you'll see, but I try to, instead of doing the stick and stab, I try to do it kind of once, you know, like, I guess, instead of stick and stab, just do that step in one instead of 2. and stitching in hand has helped me. Kathy says, could farmhouse Christmas work in any other fabric? I worked on 14 count and I'm afraid that beautiful beige will be too close to my wall color. Could I suggest other colors? I think you should go with that color because it looks good. I think even if your wall color is the same, I think it's okay because you can just maybe, you could even put a matte around it and a different frame color, and I think it will still stand out. I wouldn't worry about your wall color. I feel like gray wouldn't work, and I think that lambswool would be too light. What needle do I use to stitch in hand? Is it a shorter needle? So I just use Pat Carson size 26 needles. And do you know which fabric blue tone Calvin and Clyde is on? Yes. So let me show you that piece and I can tell you. So on the back, Priscilla and Chelsea put this. I'm trying to look. So I think this is, I know that this is white Monaco that was dyed. And I think this is evening blue. And then she did tea dye it, and the way I can tell is you can see the brown on top. And they do have a video on their channel about how to coffee tea dye, so I would follow that. But you can see that sometimes they just dye and not tea dye. Sometimes they do. So it's all hand dyed by Priscilla and Chelsea. Piggy wants to say thank you for all the super chats. Oh my gosh, you guys have been so nice today. Wow. Denise says happy Wednesday from me and Miss Gracie. Valeria Bauer also gave us a super chat that says you're amazing. Oh my gosh, Valeria, you're so awesome. Maureen says, appreciate all that you do and all the creative things you show us. It truly inspires me. Oh, thank you. And then Beth also gave us a super chat and said thank you. And then Starlight Stitching Company said, thank you so much for all the inspiration you provide with your beautiful projects. Well, thank you guys. I mean, I'm just like shocked that y'all watch. Sometimes I just can't even believe that you guys even watch me. So I'm going to move to previous finishes, and remember we still have a giveaway, so you want to keep watching. So my previous finish feature is right here. It's Bringing Home the Tree by Lori Holt. And this one, this is the cover. And what I wanted to show you was how invaluable these my cross stitch journal is. So you can see I stitched this in 2019. We're now in 2021. There's no way I would remember what I did back then. So on this, I used Silver Sparkles Ada from Fabric Flair. And I did all my snowflakes dark because I guess the pattern had some of them darker and some of them lighter. And I just did all dark. And this is why it's so great, so that when I can come back and show you, I can remember, oh, I used the DMC that was called for, I didn't make any changes, that kind of thing. It took me 16.5 hours, and I stitched it in November 2019, and I got this custom framed. Our flash sale for today, because on Wednesdays we try to have a cross stitch item on flash sale, is Liberty Chalkful by Hands on Design and Priscilla Blaine. And then our What's New section, I have a lot of stuff. So this is Hello Summer paper pattern, and this came out to all of our customers now. It was released first as a Stitch Quarterly design. Priscilla finished this for us, and it was stitched by one of our model stitchers, and I love it. It's so cute. And what we have been doing is on the back, we've been listing right here what SKUs are used in finishing, and we do put exactly what we use for the model so that you can always, if you want to make it exactly like us, you see like a good starting point. We also have some new patterns. Hometown Holiday, and this is the 23rd pattern in the series by Little House Needleworks. Primrose Cottage Stitches has 3 new patterns: Winter House, Bumblebee Kisses, Autumn House, and Be Happy. So I obviously can't count, there's 4 new ones. And so these would be a great addition. They're not sunflowers, but I mean, these would fit that a little bit, and this one would fit the sunflower theme. So these could be great additions. There's also a new floss called Hosta by Weeks Dye Works. And then I'm going to answer all your questions and then announce our giveaway contest. Let's see. JS says, do you think you can use 15 by 18 would fit and for All a Good Night? Let's see. 15 by 18. No, it will not be wide enough. So my finished size for using And to All a Good Night by Priscilla and Chelsea with Stitching with the Housewives, the stitch size is 4.5 by 18, so that you need at least 22 inches wide. Oh, Priscilla and Chelsea, denim blue with coffee tea dye for Calvin. Okay, thanks. Sorry, I don't know what I said, but it's denim blue. I understand what size to cut fabric, but how do I figure out where to start my stitch project? So you can use the stitch guide, the cross stitch key. It's in my bag, my little bag that's in here. We have so much stuff going on, we gotta find it. Let me see. Okay, I'm gonna show you. And if you watch Stitchy Talk, it's a great way to, Stitchy Talk is a great way to watch so that, here it is, cross stitch key. So you can use the corner guide of our cross stitch key, and if you cut your border 2 inches, you would just mark, and you could start in the top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, or you can fold your fabric in center and start in the center. So everybody's a little bit different. I do try to show that in all my Stitchy Talks, and I do have something for Tuesday where I'm actually going to start in the center, and I'll talk about, you know, why I decided to start in the center. When I get custom frames, do I get glass or leave open? About 90% of the time I do glass. I use glass, and I ask for museum glass so that it doesn't glare. And I have a lot of windows in my house, and so it's supposed to make it where your design won't fade. Now, I have no idea if that really works, but let's see. Teresa says, I used to cross stitch and always started the project in the middle. How do you start in different sections? So just go back and watch Stitchy Talk on this channel, and I think you'll get a lot of inspiration from that. And I'm so excited about this. So I wasn't here yesterday, but the Yetis arrived, and I was so excited. I was so like jealous that everybody got to see it without me. So it's Stitching with the Housewives. The brand is Yeti. So these are actual Yetis, which work better than some of the knockoff brands. And so if you pre-ordered, it has shipped to you. So thank you for all the pre-orders. I know Priscilla, Chelsea, and I really thank you for that, since it is their item. And it does come with a straw. And so if you pre-ordered, it has shipped. If not, I would order it now. We are going to place a reorder of these so that we can keep them in stock. It is a long production time, so we're going to need to reorder that. And so my giveaway today is, I want you to comment and tell me what you're going to put in your Yeti. And I can't wait to see all of your answers. Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate your support, and I'll see you on Tuesday.